program. Thank you very much for coming here. And I'm going to call, of course, the host for this program. Huria, please come up here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. First of all, I want to thank Mr. Brad and Asha Seth and Julius to be here, and Shakil Akhtar, who helped me to just arrange all those things, and of course my good friend Salman, he helped me a lot, otherwise I won't be able to do that. I would say it's another matter which party we support, all of us, but at least we should come out and involve in something and should open our eyes, and then we select which wrong and right. So I will invite Mr. Bradford to just have few words, and especially I will request him to talk about Bill C-51. Thanks.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you, Huria, for hosting today. I really, especially right here in the heart of Meadowvale, in the heart of the riding that I currently represent as a Member of Parliament, and obviously on October 19th, I'm hoping to continue to have the support of many of the neighbours in this community so I can continue to represent this wonderful community in the House of Commons. I certainly want to acknowledge two of my very special friends who have come today, Senator Asha Seth and my fellow candidate in Mississauga Centre, Julius Tiangson, who will be the new Member of Parliament for Mississauga Centre after the next election. I'm delighted that he was able to join us today as well. This has been a very important election campaign for Canada and an important election campaign for this community. The country has gone through lots of challenging times, as the world has over the last number of years, and we've only done well, in my opinion, and continue to do well because of the leadership of our Prime Minister and of our government and of our members of Parliament that have stood up for strong issues. I realize that we've got strong issues that we have to deal with as members of Parliament in a minute, but we've always put strong leadership and strong economy as the number one issues that we have worked on as a government over the last 4.5 years. All good things flow from a strong economy. We can pay for all those great services and wonderful supports that we all want to have in this great country, a wonderful healthcare system, an education system, a social service safety net that helps the most vulnerable improve their lives, to support our seniors to be able to live a life of dignity in retirement. These are the things that we have pushed all the years that we have been the government. Now, I was asked to address one or two issues that may be of particular concern in some communities. There are two pieces of legislation in particular, Bill C-24, which is our Strengthening Canadian Citizenship Act, and Bill C-51, which is the Anti-Terrorism Act. And I'll put the two of them together in this context. Canada is the greatest country in the world in which to live. And whether you were born here or whether you chose Canada to be your home, I think the same values are reflected in all people, which is we recognize that we do live in the greatest. It's the greatest opportunity for anyone that wants to work hard, raise their family, and make a difference and earn a living in this country. And of course, I said earlier, the greatest country in the world, in my view, to be able to retire in dignity and live your golden years knowing that there is support, that you live in a safe country, you live in a free country. And those are all basic Canadian values. But one of the challenges that we have had is there are some people, both within Canada and around the world, that do want to do harm to Canadian values and to our Canadian way of life. And they're individuals that want to commit acts of terror or treason against Canada, against our fellow citizens, and they need to be dealt with. We need to make sure that they are not able to cause harm to us as Canadians, and if they do, that they are punished in a way that is appropriate. So under those two pieces of legislation, first, one that we did is we said that Canadian citizenship is an honor and a privilege. It is not a basic right. You have earned your right to become a Canadian citizen, and there are responsibilities associated with that. And if you commit an act of terror or treason against the country that you've sworn an oath to, and you're also a citizen of another country as well, you have dual citizenship, we have simply said that one of the potential penalties, if you are convicted in a Canadian court of law of terrorism or of treason, that you would lose your Canadian citizenship, and after you have served your prison sentence, you could be deported back to the country of which you have your secondary citizenship. And the reason we've done that is because we do believe that there has to be a strength and value of having Canadian citizenship, and that you have to make a commitment to your country. And if you choose to commit an act of terror or treason against your country and be convicted of that, that one of the penalties may be that you lose that citizenship. So this isn't about people who are only Canadian, because we would never render an individual stateless or a signatory to the UN Declaration country of which they are a citizen. So this is only people that have dual citizenship, and it is one possible penalty that could be invoked following a conviction for terrorism. I think that's important to recognize. This is not, you were in a car accident, right, and there were some charges laid as a result of a car accident, and now all of offenses where this provision applies. The second item is the anti-terrorism bill. And I know there's been some confusion over that piece of legislation as well by our friends in the opposition parties that want to create